Good morning, S2, and welcome to the 9th Bertha Park English Department Distance Learning lesson. So just as a reminder then, the first week you did those amazing Adobe Spark videos to research Maya Angelou. Last week was probably the most difficult week you've had in English since lockdown began because you had to annotate your own poem, and don't worry, I'm going to help you again with that today. This week though, we are going to do a textual analysis assessment. Okay, and it's of the same poem. So all the research and information you've done so far is going to help you with that. And then next week we're going to discuss options for analysing and evaluating a poem. Morning S2s, I just thought I'd come on because I wanted to say well done to all of you who did your reflective essays. They were amazing, and I'm telling you the standard is so high, so well done. If you haven't done one yet, it would be really good if you still had a go, because I promise you it's going to stand you in such good stead for S3. If you haven't done one and you're thinking, I wish I had done it, just email me, chat it through with me, and I'll help you, okay? Equally, the textual analysis assessment. This is hard. I know it's hard, and I know that you're thinking, you make me do all this hard stuff when you're not even around to help me. But I am here, okay? I can email you information. I can phone home if you want me to just chat things through to you. I'm on tutorials. I will help anyone who needs help, okay? So please don't forget that. Don't be stuck, right? You can email me on my usual Glow name, or you could even ask your mum or dad, whoever you live with, to email me instead if that helps, okay? Good luck with this assessment. It won't take you that long, I promise you, because if you've done all the groundwork first, then it should be not too difficult. It's only worth 20 marks, okay? But as I said, I am here to help. So good luck, have a go, try your best. Bye! Okay, so that was just a wee word from me because, well, you know me, I can't shut up. Anyway, let's move on then. So if we go on to our usual grammar game first of all, and today we're just going to do the spelling game, and there's just one game in spelling. So that, as per usual though, I want you to log your game, which is spelling, and score and the date as well. It's just really good to see who's doing these started activities. Pause the video, off you go. Moving on then to our main lesson, which is the textual analysis of a poem. So what is textual analysis then? Well, it's similar to RUI, but RUI tends to be focused on a non-fiction text, and textual analysis tends to focus on a fiction text. And there's really heavy focus here on analysis of literary techniques. Now you'll remember at the very beginning of S2, we looked at poetic techniques. Remember when we looked at the poem The Fair? You should still have that list in your OneNote. For those of you that weren't here, can you maybe get in contact and I'll see if I can copy and paste people's lists onto your own so you've got it as well, okay? And it was just a list of all the different literary devices and what they did. Okay, some of you were really struggling with annotating a poem. So if you want, you can pause the video right now. And this is just one that I've done. It's not a comprehensive list of everything about the poem. I did this in about 20 minutes, just using the same sort of way of doing it as I taught you earlier. But if you want to add to your annotations, then pause the video and add to them just now. Okay, the main thing I want you to focus on though is this idea that the caged bird represents those in society that are oppressed, okay? And remember from all the research I did into Maya Angelou, her sort of main focus, and the main focus of a lot of people at the moment, is on the oppression that historically Black Americans have felt and still feel today. And the free bird would then symbolise people who are more privileged and maybe feel entitled to things because of historically the way things have worked out. And so the two birds then, she's looking at the sort of the differences between their experiences in life. But the other thing I really want you to focus on is this, the bit about the singing, okay? Because historically, people that agreed with slavery used to say that the African American people sang because they were content with what was happening to them. And I'm not going to give everything away because I want you to think about this, but Think about, why does Maya Angelou include this bit about the birds singing? Why does the caged bird sing? Is it because they're dead happy? Or is it for another reason? So I just want you to think about these things, okay? Right then, hints and tips about the assessment. There are going to be a lot of word choice questions. Remember, for word choice, you identify the word or phrase and then you explain what that word or phrase suggests. There are one or two imagery questions, but if you're unsure about how to do the just as so it is, you've still not quite worked it out, that's fine, but just have a go anyway, okay? Don't use just as so it is if it's confusing you at the moment and I'm not there to help you. Just try and break things down and go, right, well, this is the comparison and this is what the writer actually meant, okay? I want to focus a lot on contrast because you'll notice that there is a lot of contrast in this poem. When you're asked a contrast question though, you have to give both sides of the contrast. So if the contrast was between freedom and oppression, you need to talk about both. If the contrast is between suffering and joy, you need to talk about both, okay? There's also going to be a question about atmosphere. Remember, atmosphere is the sort of the way that you're made to feel when reading the poem. Okay, you've got mood and atmosphere. Atmosphere is the sort of, if it was an atmospheric setting, it would be the sort of feeling you get when you're in that setting. Okay. And there's also a focus on repetition and rhyme. But what I want you to think about is when a writer suddenly repeats something or suddenly includes rhyme, it's usually because they're trying to get you to think about a particular bit. Okay, they're trying to emphasise it. But in a textual analysis assessment, you won't get marks for just saying it's to emphasise something. You have to say what the something is. What are they trying to get you to remember? What are they trying to emphasise? So this week's task then is just quite simply a textual analysis assessment of the poem. And you're going to get a Word document and a Teams assignment, and you just answer and put your answers in the boxes. If you don't want to scroll up and down between the poem and the questions, then just get a split screen. You've got your own annotated poem in OneNote, have it on one side, and then the questions on the other. And all I want you to do, as I've said before, is simply try your best. Okay, off you go and get it done.